Shut up and sit down.
Fuel conservation AC. AC on fuel conservation for students and children in English. Fuel conservation is a fundamental concept that most people need to understand. While talking about environmental issues, we must keep in mind that fuel wastage and maintenance are the two things that we must follow. There are two kinds of resources in this world, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources can be recycled and reused repeatedly. Thus, they are not wasteful. Non-renewable resources refer to the ones that cannot be reused and recycled. These are wasteful and cause pollution. Fuels are also of two kinds. Fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, and diesel are non-renewable fuels. Once used, they take millions of years to reform and thus are practically non-reusable. On the other hand, alternative fuels like solar energy, wind energy, and hydroelectricity are renewable fuels and they rarely run out of supply. When we talk about fuel conservation, we must concentrate on the harmful effects of using fossil fuels. Petroleum and oil are obtained by digging huge wells. The oil-producing parts of the ocean are dug out for the extraction of oil. Millions of dollars are spent on the importation of petroleum from Middle Eastern countries. Coal is a fuel that takes millions of years to form. It is inconvenient for usages as it emits enormous amounts of smoke, which is harmful to the environment. We are using fossil fuels at an alarming rate, and this is very likely to harm us. Once the resource runs out of supply and depletion of resources begins, humankind will not be left with another choice. Fuel conservation refers to the attempt to conserve and preserve these fossil fuels. We can use alternative sources of energy and thus minimize the use of fossil fuels. Alternative sources of energy guarantee sustainable development and therefore pave a path for us to leave behind the limited and non-renewable sources of ammunition for our next generations. Solar energy is an extraordinarily cheap and enjoyable way of conserving fuels. We can harness solar power by using solar panels. Solar panels are usually fixed on the rooftops of buildings. Solar energy can be used to heat water and run solar cookers. Thus, the use of fossil fuels is reduced. Scientists are also researching ways to use solar energy for running vehicles. Biogas is another excellent way of conserving fuels. Biogas is prepared by processing cow dung in a pollution-free environment. Biogas can be used to cook and heat things. Wind energy and water energy, preferably hydroelectricity, can be an excellent replacement for fossil fuels. Hydroelectricity is harnessed in dams and can be used to provide electricity to homes. Thus, avoiding the use of fossil fuels is a step forward toward fuel conservation. Using natural gas in vehicles also helps to reduce the use of petroleum. Natural gas also causes less pollution and is a more convenient fuel for automobiles. Fossil fuels must be saved for the next generations. They are precious and we must understand their worth. Fuel conservation is necessary for the creation of a beautiful world. 10 lines on essay on fuel conservation. Fuel conservation is essential to promote sustainable development. Fossil fuels like coal, petrol, and diesel take millions of years to form and cannot be renewed. It is a detailed chemical process and they are not unlimited on Earth. Fuel conservation refers to conserving our natural resources so that our next generation do not have to suffer the consequences of fuel depletion. Using biogas and solar energy to cook food is an excellent way to start fuel conservation. Solar energy is unlimited and does not cause any pollution. Using battery-driven cars and motors in place of using petroleum assures the conservation of fuel. We must also empathize with the harm caused to marine life due to digging oil reserves in oceans and take steps to reduce it. In some India, using natural gas as a fuel for auto rickshaws became compulsory to prevent the enormous smoke emitted. Fuel conservation helps us to make our planet a more habitable place. We must also acknowledge how scientists are continually trying to develop alternative sources of fuels. We must conserve and use fuel wisely to make Earth a better planet.